in action against Man Wei Chong and T Kai Wun of Malaysia. So another India-Malaysia matchup. It could be an all-India final here with Garaga and Panjala, the 6 seeds already through to the final. So let's see how this one will pan out. Arjun and Kapila are the 4th seeds against the 8 seeds from the Malaysians. So we await the walk-in from the players. So Man Wei Chong and T Kai Wun are next up, but first Dhruv Kapila and MR Arjun, who've been playing together since 2019. Dhruv Kapila and MR Arjun. And their opponents have only started playing together in 2021. But already have made a bit of an impression. First meeting between these pairs. Well, Dhruv Kapila has won the South Asian Games gold medal, men's doubles. Wasn't playing with his current partner, that was with another partner who's actually facing tomorrow, well, potentially, Krishna Prasad Garaga. Also a bronze medal in the Asian Team Championships. Has won the Kharkiv International in 2018 with his new partner in 2019, MR Arjun. They have been runners-up twice at the Nepal and Bangladesh International. So there's Dhruv Kapila, who is 178 centimeters tall from Ludhiana, India. And he's currently 42nd. His best was 41st. So he's not far away from playing his best badminton. And his partner, MR Arjun, from Kochi in southern India. 168 centimeters tall, 24 years of age. Now his highest, by the way, was 32nd in the world. And that was with his other partner, his previous partner, Ramchandran Shlok. So, looking at their path to the semi-finals, been a bit of a mixed bag, wasn't it? They had a tough first game, a walkover in the second, and the third match was in 3. Man Wei Chong, very tall, 182 centimeters tall, the 22-year-old from Malacca. And he is 65th in the world, but with his current partner, his highest ranking was 62nd. And that was in only a short while ago, last month. Both these guys, by the way, are from Malacca, lovely place. If you've ever had a chance to go there, T Kai Wun is 21, 65th in the world at the moment. And what's interesting is while they both come from the same city and they're pretty much the same age, they've never played together until recently. Now, their path was interesting because they had 2 very straightforward matches against Indian opponents in round 1 and round 2. And then the second seeded Ivanov and Sozonov, they beat stunningly in the quarterfinals. So they'll be brimming with confidence. Shamim Hassan Saikat from Bangladesh is the umpire. And Reza Roshan Omid is the service judge from Iran. Well, Man Wei Chong and T Kai Wun last year got together, as I mentioned, and what a brilliant time they had. They won 3 events: the Polish Open, the Spanish International, and the Irish Open. These are all in the BWF International Challenge Series, which is obviously below the BWF World Tour. They were runners-up against in the Czech Open against Singapore's Terry He and Loh Kian Hian, who's the brother of the world champion Loh Kian Yu, and both were taking part in the India Open last week. They were also runners-up against Kim Gi-jung and Kim Sarang in the Welsh International. And so that has been a big boost to them, that they have shown what they can do together. For his part, Tikai Wun has also won the Bangladesh International in 2019. Against this pair, by the way, which should be quite interesting to see. They beat MR Arjun and Dhruv Kapila, but that's when he was partnering Chung Yi Jun, which is quite a nice little fact there. Arjun and Kapila get the first point on the board. And that was just out. Well, Dhruv Kapila said he got into badminton because his grandfather took him to venues to watch the sport, and he used to play it as a hobby, and then he got serious about it. Took his inspiration from Korean players back in the day, and says he likes aggressive, attacking style of badminton. Haven't quite seen that so far from either pair, really. It's been very quick points. We've already had 5 of them, and there's only been 1 minute on the clock. MR Arjun got into badminton because his dad played it as a recreational sport at a club for fun. And he picked it up and played it at a local district tournament. He won, and that spurred him on to turn professional. Well, the two Malaysians just getting in each other's way, perhaps, there. Tan and Man, who are really a pretty good up-and-coming men's doubles pair. They're really relishing the bigger challenge of playing regularly on the World Tour this year. And that is just out from Kapila. As I mentioned, they won the Polish Open, the Spanish International, Irish Open, and runners-up in the Welsh and Czech Open. And these fine results catapulted them from 270th in the world to number 64. Of course, they're just a bit above that now. That, of course, that's the longest rally we've had for sure in these early stages. That goes the way of the Malaysians. Man and T. And I was just saying that earlier, because they've done so well and gotten to the top, their highest ranking of 64th, has allowed them to make the cut for these 2 tournaments here in India. The 4th tier sideboard international, 3rd tier and also the 5th tier Odisha Open, which is happening next week. Also the 4th highest ranked men's doubles pair in Malaysia. Aaron Chia and So Yuk, of course, the undoubted #1 pair in Malaysia. That's #7 pair in the world. Number 11 is Ong Yu Sin and Teo Yi. And number 17 pair in the world is Izzuddin Ramsani and Goh Tse Fei. And that is just out. 6-all at the moment. Not much to separate these two. It was a good start from the Indians, but the Malaysians have started to catch up. Yeah, delight there for the Indians. And for some of the people in here, of course, rooting for them. Oh, powerful smash there from Kapila, and then Arjun finished it off nicely. Good combination there from the pair. But they just started to surge ahead here, Arjun and Kapila. Very good 4 points here for the Indian pair. Yeah, didn't seem to be caught in two minds with that one, Arjun. Arjun, being from Kerala, says many of his seniors from Kerala, like Rupesh Kumar and Sunny Thomas. They were the top of their game back in when he was getting into the sport, and he was inspired by them. Nice jump smash. And Arjun into the court, into the net, excuse me. You could see the idea that Arjun had was to play it off the angle and over the net just to drop it into that nice little space, but it didn't quite pan out. Well, they just wanted to stop that run from the Malaysians, and they go into the interval with a couple of points in the lead here. It's very attacking, isn't it, from Dhruv Kapila? And then, again, the combinations we talked about, Arjun finishing it off. Well, the Malaysians were on the court very, very quickly. Tee into the net. Annoying for him, frustrating. It's a couple of times they've done something like that. It's a nice net kill there from Mann. Try to change the shuttle. Umpire not interested. And they've come back well here, haven't they, since the interval? That's a nice shot from Mann. Awkward for Dhruv Kapila. And they are all level here. They'll drive to the back of the court. And now they're matching each other point for point. Not something we saw earlier, where the Indians surged ahead of their opponents. Maintaining that lead at the moment, Arjun and Kapila. But they have drawn level again, not letting them run away with this now, the Malaysians. And Kapila said he doesn't like people attacking him, and that's happened a couple times here. That's not something he likes facing. Into the net. And for the first time in probably near the start of this game, we have seen the Malaysians take the lead here. Well, these two, this Indian pair here, Dhruv Kapila and MR Arjun, they spar a lot with Chirag Shetty and Sakwisara Ranki Reddy, who are top 10 doubles partners and also teammates and good friends. And that's a good pair to be sparring against. And there's a nice little group with the four of them, plus Krishna Prasad and Vishnu, other doubles players. Suddenly the Malaysians have done really well here. They're 3 ahead. The pressure's right on the Indians now. All of a sudden they've turned it around. Since the interval, they've won 10 points. And their opponent, make that 11 points now, actually. Opponents have won just 3. It's been an excellent turnaround for Mann and T. Well, that's a bit better from the Indian pair. Nice attacking shots. Oh, lovely drop from T. Very nicely done. And they're just a couple away from taking this first game, Man and T. Oh, lovely. Great disguise on that from T. He did a really good job on that. And they've got 5 game points here, the Malaysian pair. Very, very nicely done. They pull one back. Very important. And that's an emphatic way to take the first game. Man, absolutely smashing that. And they'll be really happy with how they turn that around, because they look down and out at the interval, but they just surged forward. And Man Wei Chong and T Kai Woon take the first game here in the men's doubles semi-final against MR Arjun and Dhruv Kapila, 21-16. So the second game here, in which now the Malaysians will have the advantage, having won that first game. Coming back superbly against Arjun and Kapila, who now really have to work hard here, because they were in the ascendancy for much of that first game. And then, not long after the interval, started to lose their way. And it looks like some of that momentum has carried on into the second game here. Malaysians 2 up. And they found their groove again here, right between the two players, the Malaysians. They need to draw upon the experience and friendship of Satwik, Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty, the Indian pair here. That pair, of course, won the India Open last week against the daddies, the legendary daddies, Muhammad Hassan and Hendra Setyawan. They'll need to just call upon that kind of performance. And by the way, Arjun loves. I was going to say, as Kapila tried to drop that and it didn't really go very far, Arjun loves Hendra Setyawan because of his calmness and what he does at the net, which Arjun loves to do as well. So he's inspired by him to stay calm and be composed at the net. At the moment, the Malaysians are running away with this. Yeah, it's an excellent run of points. Five in a row. They're combining really well, the Malaysians, at the moment. And they did say, in fact, it's been a satisfying first season for them. Kai Wun talked about his partnership with Wei Chong. Unlucky there on the drop shot. Could not see what they were just trying to do. They did say there were some events they felt they could have done better, but let slip their title-winning chances. But they're very happy with the progress they've made, and they want to march even further this year. And right now they're looking very good for the final. Oh, wonderful. Oh, fantastic, this rally. Counter-punching here, the Malaysians. That is a brilliant point. And that is a point of the match so far, perhaps even the point of the day. Hugely entertaining, this one. Great reflexes from the Malaysians. They threw themselves at everything. Great defending before they counter-punched. 31 shots. And that is superb entertainment here at the Syed Modi International. And it's sometimes points like that which give you tremendous confidence. And it's just a platform, isn't it? You just thrive on that. You build on that. You feed off it. As soon as I say that, that's a poor serve, I'm afraid, from Man. So we didn't quite feed off that last point. That's a giveaway, isn't it? Bit of a commentator's jinx. Apologies. They are certainly on a roll here, the Malaysians. They said they're very grateful that they're ranked high enough to get a place in the World Tour events, and they feel it's time to raise the bar. And this that's better from Kapila, because earlier the smashers were not finding the spot, were they? And they were getting well defended. He needed that Dhruv Kapila. Who says he enjoys sparring with his Indonesian coach, Miftah. He finds it very motivating, his coach as well. But at the moment, it's the Malaysian pair who are feeling very motivated. They go into the interval 11-4 up in game 2 and cruising and playing some brilliant badminton along the way. Well, they pull a point back here, the Indians. It's Kapila to serve. They're 6 behind, though. That's good work from Kapila. Now, just remember, in the last interval, it was the Indians who were up, and it was an almighty comeback. Very impressive from the Malaysians, who went on to win the first game. Can the Indians replicate that? Well, not if they serve like that. Frustrating for Dhruv Kapila. There's a nice cushion here for Man and T. And that's a rousing point, isn't it, for the Malaysians, because they were facing, again, another barrage of attacking shots. But like Valerie Xiao and her partner Low in the last match, the defending is great. And it just really lifts the spirits if you win a point off that. That lift, wasn't high enough, and therefore easy for T to pounce on. Needed more in that from Kapila. And they're now 8 points ahead here, the Malaysians. So they're going to have to dig very, very deep. And just talking about the Malaysians here, they said they wanted to get stronger opponents. And this is what they've got. They're facing opponents now who are ranked far above them. Let's not forget. That is out. And a point back for the Indians. Yeah, Arjun and Kapila, 42nd in the world. Man and Kai are 65, so 23 ranking places between them. But these are the kind of opponents they want to be facing now that they're on the World Tour. They said they're up for it, and they want to take on the big boys, as they say. And if they don't have the confidence and faith in themselves, then they say it's better to call it a day. It's a good point. And they said the higher the tournament level, the more ranking points, of course, up for grabs, and that will be the motivation for them to replicate the success they've had in the lower tier circuit. And so far, they're doing a pretty good job of it, because they are now 7 points clear of their opponents. And they say that their target is to get into the top 30 as soon as they can, so they can start playing in the top tier World Tour meets. Well, they've got to win a number of tournaments like here and in the Odisha Open to do that. And that is in. They are cruising. Arjun and Kapila need to do something, and they're going to do it very, very quickly if they want to stay in this. And we've seen a few serves like that. And you could say the reaction from Munn, he wasn't happy with that. Attack that serve, T. And it did help a little bit. The jump smash from Mun was effective. 4 away from wrapping this up. They're going to challenge that, Kapila. I think it's one in vain, but let's see. He has got the challenges to play with. Why not? He's already walking back on the court. I think he knows what's happening next. That is very much out, isn't it? Not even close. Well, that is something they need. They need a lot more of this now. Kapila and Arjun, who say their favourite tournaments are the French and Denmark Open. And they're almost there, the Malaysians. 19-10 now. Of course, they seeded 9th here. Actually, that's been changed, isn't it? They were originally seeded 9th, I should say. Now they're 8th. And they're looking like they're going to beat the 4th seeds very shortly. And they have 9 match points here. Have they just delayed the inevitable? They're doing so well here at the Syed International. They'll probably fancy their chances at the Odisha Open. They still have a final to think about if they can win this, which they do. And it's a very good win for the Malaysians, who comfortably dispose of the 4th seeded Indian pair here. And it's a good win for Man and T. As I said, they've got big aspirations of hitting the top 30, perhaps, this year. Results like this will certainly help their cause. So Man Wei Chong and T Kai Wun of Malaysia, the 8 seeds, beat the 4th seeded Indians, MR Arjun and Dhruv Kapila, 21-16, 21-12 in about 33 minutes. A good win there for the Malaysians. And they've achieved their target. Unfortunate for Dhruv Kapila and MR Arjun, who had some good times last year. Unfortunately, on home soil, they are not able to go to the finals at the least, which was probably their minimum target. So it will not be an all-Indian final. And let's go through now the results here on Court 1. We started with the mixed doubles. We took exactly an hour. Bhatnagar and Krasto beat Arjun and Jolie 18-21, 21-18, 21-11. The third game very much one-sided, as it was in the men's singles, which took 84 minutes. And Arnaud Mercle of France defeating India's Mithun Manjuna. That was an epic affair, wasn't it? Very different story in the women's singles, which took only 14 minutes. And that's because Russia's Evgenia Kositskaya had to retire. She seemed to have an injury or didn't feel well against the #1 seed, PV Sindhu of India, who has a chance to finally win a BWF title after many years. In the men's singles, another one that was 84 minutes long. It was an epic affair as well, as Luca Klebot beat Nat Nguyen of Ireland, and Nguyen seemed to have a bit of a knee problem, and Klebot played some exquisite shots to win that one. 63 minutes is what it took for Jolly and Pullela. Some joy for her today, Jolly, after losing in the mixed doubles. They defeated Lau and Xiao of Malaysia 2-1. And it was also another India-Malaysia encounter in the final match of the day in the men's doubles. But it only took 33 minutes for Man and T to defeat Arjun and Kapila, the 4th seeds. 8 seeds are through to the final.